Well, a dry, sunny pattern gives way to a pretty unsettled pattern with a chance of at least some rain each of the next several days. It's also going to get pretty steamy around here. So some areas saw some significant precipitation already overnight, and many of us did get at least a little bit wet. Amounts really ranging across the metro from a few hundredths of an inch to as much as a half inch, but 1 to 3 inches around the Fairmont, Jackson areas in southwestern and south central Minnesota. So that upper level high pressure ridge that's been keeping it sunny and dry and warm the last several days has shifted to the east, the axis of it, and that means that we get more into this southwest to northeast oriented flow, which becomes a stormier pattern. It's still going to be warm. In fact, we're going to be probably even hotter, but it is going to be a pretty active pattern here with every little disturbance or ripple in the atmosphere creating some at least chances of at least isolated or spotty showers and thunderstorms. So the first one came through early this morning. The second wave is lined up to the west. And each of these are going to be dependent upon that daytime heating. So the addition of moisture to the atmosphere and heating up the atmosphere will destabilize it, combined with these weak little disturbances, these ripples coming through. The next one comes through tomorrow already, and then we've got another one lined up probably Thursday. Today into tonight, though, looks like the best chance of more scattered, widespread showers and thunderstorms. As we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those chances become more isolated. And each of these are going to be mainly a late in the day and early morning chance with midday sunshine. The other factor that's increasing the chances of precip all the while is that we're finally seeing some humidity too. This weekend, the air very dry, all of last week, very dry air. That's changed. You probably already noticed the difference. Dew points in the low 60s, pretty wide swath of the central part of the country. We're not talking about the real humid stuff just yet, but enough humidity combined with daytime heating that we'll start to see these thunderstorms pop up. This is 8 o'clock this evening, so it looks like some evening thunder pops up. And then into the overnight, a few spotty thunderstorms, maybe some lingering activity into the early morning. And then Wednesday again, with that daytime heating late afternoon to the evening, watch for some clusters of thunderstorms to pop up. And then as the sun sets, those will kind of fizzle out through the night. Some of these could sustain themselves a little bit through the overnight hours, again, into the early morning, but mainly we're looking at late afternoon, evening, into the first part of the overnight chances. And then Thursday, as I mentioned, you can see these are becoming a little bit more isolated, but also very warm too. Mid to upper 80s today and tomorrow, getting closer to 90 for some of us in southern and western Minnesota, especially as we head into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as those chances of thunderstorms become more isolated and we see maybe sunnier skies. Thursday looking pretty warm, close to 90, and all the way up to the international border, in fact, well into the 80s. The only place for relief near the North Shore, not surprisingly, Lake Superior will be much cooler in the low 70s. But there is potentially a shift next week to some actual normal or cooler than normal temperatures. By the middle of next week, we could see highs in the 70s and 80s. Normal high, keep in mind, is 75. So feels very summery, as you might expect, but it's actually a little ahead of schedule. Mid to upper 80s, close to 90-degree temperatures are actually about 10 to 15 degrees above normal. But of course, we're closing out May, which was a very warm month, well above normal as well. So it's continuing that pattern here, at least into the start of June. But this go around, a little tropical around here with that chance of some thunder each late day coming up.